Oh yes.
Yabo.
Remember to share this broadcast, my brother, my sister. This is 92.7 in Living Stereo, 3FM, and my name Blakk Rasta. Hey, now the very first story we are looking at today is taken from Peace FM Online, and it says Professor Ade's 1 million bribery allegation. Nana Akwamea lauds Rhodes Ministry for involving Iyoko. My God. And I read, Nana Akwamea has backed the Ministry of Roads and Highways for handing over the bribery allegation leveled against them by Professor Stephen Ade to the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Iyoko. Professor Stephen Ade, former Director General and Rector of the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA, in a recent interview with TV3, accused government officials of demanding payment of 1 million before awarding the contracts. I'll leave it here. Hear me now, brethren. Now, I am also most excited that Iyoko has been invited to take on the case. We want to believe and we want to also trust that Iyoko will do his work. In our country, we only have strong men, but not strong institutions. You may need to note this down. I said, in our country, we seem to have so much trust in strong men and not in strong institutions. My brother, my sister, a nation that depends on strong men is bound to fail. It must rather depend on strong institutions. Now, strong institutions, my brother, my sister, will remain standing tall and strong long after strong men have died and gone. My brother, my sister, we all need to be able to open our eyes and ears and respect institutions. If we create strong institutions, then we are feeding into generational thinking. When you go to America, it's all about strong institutions. The police is a strong institution in America because it has been strengthened. They did not depend solely on strong men and women. It's important to look at strong men and women. Africa has produced a lot of strong men and women, more than strong institutions. Now, when you look at the story of Africa, it's all about strong men and strong women, never about strong institutions. I don't know how many people are listening. My brother, my sister, hear me now. Now we have heard the story of Okomfo Anokye. One of the greatest things Okomfo Anokye did was the fact that he was able to unite the Asante. You know how he did it? He brought all the sub-chiefs in Asante together and asked them to bring their symbol of power, which was their stool. He collected everything and buried it in one big hole. And then he inserted his sword into it and told them, all your power is here on the land. The day that this sword is pulled out, metaphorically, the power of Asante shall begin to dwindle and to fumble. Instead of looking at wooden stools, now all the chiefs of Asante must look at one golden stool. And that is now the symbol of unity and power. Today, my brother, my sister, even in the days of Ya Asantewa, they fought tooth and nail to protect the golden stool, which is the symbol of power of the Ashanti. That is a strong institution, the Ashanti Kingdom. Today, even though our constitution says, glaringly clear, I need to say it again, glaringly clear, that we don't have kings and queens anymore because it's a republic. We still have the Ashanti king called the king because that institution is still stronger. With all love and respect to Okomfo Anokye and Osetutu the first. Hear me now, brethren. We remember how Ya Asantewa and the rest fought the war of the golden stool, the Segranti war. My brother, my sister, in order to protect the golden stool, the symbol of the Asante. Now, every country has a golden stool. That is your flag. Are you fighting to keep this flag? Somebody see the flag as nothing but a rotten piece of rag. That is why when you watch TV and people are angry with one country, they burn their flags. What do we stand for as a nation? My brother, my sister, what do we stand for as a nation? Our institutions are not working. They are all dead. No patriotism. The law courts are taking goats and chicken in order to give misjudgment. The law courts, my brother, my sister, will take goat meat, eat it, and forget that armed robbers are killing us and raping us. Oh, what an injustice system. Today, my brother, my sister, we want to believe and trust that Iyoko will be able to do the needful. Ghanaians have lost interest and trust in our institutions. They tell you it's about who you know. Who is the who? The who is the strong man. We need to move away from a nation of strong men to a nation of institutions. I don't know how many people are listening and how many people understand what Blakk Rasta is talking about. We need to move away from a nation of strong men to a nation of strong institutions. My brother, my sister, if the police institution works, it doesn't matter whether Dampari is a macho man or not. It's going to work out. It doesn't matter, my brother, my sister, whether we have Kofi Boachi there or not. It is going to work. Even if you put an ant there, it is going to work because it is the institution that is working and not the strong men, my brethren. Again, my brother, my sister, as long as you have strong institutions working, even cockroaches could be the head. The institution wheels will continue to be oiled and will be running smoothly. We have produced so many strong men. Remember that strong men are like branches. They break off and they die, but strong institutions will remain the roots. Iyoko, please behave like a strong institution. Let the sledgehammer come down on injustice. Let us see what the good old professor has up his sleeves. I trust the professor. He wouldn't open his mouth and just speak. I know he's speaking with facts. To God be the glory. Next thing I want to look at very quickly, my brother, my sister, is this thing here that I need to look at quickly. It says, appear before me in 2 weeks or sack yourself. And this is Otumfuo to Paprahini. Now the Asante Otumfuo Osetutu II has summoned one of his sub-chiefs, Kaprahini, Bafuo, Edujemfi, Kumani, to appear before him in 2 weeks or consider himself sacked. At an October 2023 sitting of his council, the overlord of the Asante Kingdom said the sub-chief must present himself without fail to answer charges of double sale of lands and violation of the great Asante oath. Hear me now, brethren. Hey, hear me now. Listen. Asante, I am sure he knows this. He's called Osetutu II. Where is Osetutu I? He was the founder of the Ashanti Kingdom. You can't carry such a heavy name on yourself and decline the power of the Ashanti. 2 days ago, Asante said, the power of Asante is dwindling and fumbling and shaking, and that he will do everything in his power to bring back Asante mine, back onto a strong footing. I laud you and I praise you. Asante must understand this very important thing. He bears the name of Osetutu. Now, Osetutu I founded Asante with the help of Okomfo Anoche. In fact, Asante reached its helm in the days of Osetutu I and Okomfo Anoche. So if you are called Osetutu II, you must wear the heavy robes of Osei Tutu the First. Read the history of Osei Kofi Tutu the First and what he did for the Asante kingdom. What did he do that was right, that made Asante stand out? We need to be able to see that. We had kings and queens in Asante before Osei Kofi Tutu the First. Chum and Entry and the rest. I don't want to go too much into history, but the long and short of it all is Asante reached its zenith in the days of Osei Kofi Tutu the First. Oh yes. We need to think about this, brethren. I like the way the Asante is moving. I only fear that somebody might try to poison him one of these days. The way Asante is moving, no Asante has ever moved like that, not even in the days of Chum and Entry. Not in the days of Osei Kofi Kakari. Not even in the days, my brother, my sister, of Prempeh the First, Prempeh the Second, and the rest of them. He's moving with power and authority. He's calling a spade a spade. He's disgracing the dirty chiefs who are not ready to give Asante his verve and power. Nana, piafo, piafo, piafo. This one I'm reading from my Joy Online, and it says, where Ghana stands now, a cause for grave lamentation. And this is Justice Atuguba. Former Justice of the Supreme Court, William Atuguba, has bemoaned the current state of Ghana's judicial sector. Speaking at a public lecture organized by Solidaire Ghana in collaboration with the University of Ghana on the theme Protecting Our Democracy, the Role of the Judiciary, October 24, he said, where Ghana stands now is a cause for grave lamentation. According to him, the increasing loss of hope of young Ghanaians and Africans in general in the democratic experiment as seen in their strong effort for military juntas is a matter of grave concern. I leave it here. My brother, we were talking about this just a few seconds ago. The people of Ghana have lost interest in the judiciary. Goat meat bribery every now and then. They prefer to take goat meat as proven to us by Anas Armiyaw Anas, so that they would divert and circumvent the natural course of justice. Shame on you. My brother, my sister, look how many people were churned out as lawyers the other day. I shuddered. I saw one and two of them who I knew had no brains at all. Right from school time till now, no brains. But I saw them coming out as lawyers. And I told myself, well, to God be the glory. Maybe they just got some new brains that are going to help them to be able to run the wheels of justice in the nation. To God be the glory. What is Namwan saying? He said he gave 5 million out, and we are hearing that it's 2.5 million, and he says he's going to the police for his money. Eric Mawena Egbeta might have the details. Mawena, how are you doing, my brother?
It's highly favored, as always.
Do you have the details?
We'll get that. We'll get that for listeners, because we reported that he had taken 5 million, because that's what we also got as well. But the police release stated that it was 2.5 million, and so unfortunately, the police does not grant media interviews these days to provide a bit more clarity on some of these things. But we're working the contact, and then we'll ask the questions again, and hopefully there can be another release, maybe because they